your friends had decided to play soccer on Saturday. But then Saturday comes and guess what? It's raining. You cannot play. What do? You call it off. You call it off. You call off the game. You call off the match, which means you cancel the match. You decide not to do it. When you call something off, it means you had to cancel that event because it is no longer possible or because it's no longer useful. Say you had planned a meeting with your colleagues, but after a few days before the meeting, you understand that it's not necessary anymore. What do? You call off the meeting. You call it off. You cancel. You tell them there will be no more meeting. It's not necessary. You call it off. What about you? Did you ever have to call off an event, such as a meeting or maybe a sports match? Leave it in the comments and don't forget to like and follow for more. You go to university, you go to college, but for some reason you need to stop. You need to withdraw temporarily because you had to start working or because of some problem you had, which means you need to stop out. That is today's phrasal verb, stop out. If you go to college, if you go to university and you need to stop out, it means you need to withdraw temporarily. You need to stop for a while, stop going to college for some months or maybe years because you need to get a job, because you need to help your family or some other reason. And then after those months or after those years, you can restart from where you had stopped. So again, that's when you stop out. What about you? Did you ever need to stop out when you went to college, when you went to school? Leave it in the comments and don't forget to like and follow for more. Can you think of 4 different ways to use this phrasal verb, make up? I'll help you. Here is the first way to use it. It means to form. It means to constitute. For example, when you say that women make up 50% of a group, it means that women constitute 50% of that group. You could use it in the active voice, women make up 50% of the group, or you could use it in the passive voice. 50% of our group is made up of women. Now here is the second way to use it. Make up means to invent. When you say that your friend is making up a story, it means your friend is inventing, your friend is creating a story. It's not fact. It's made in order to entertain someone or to trick someone. You could also say that your friend is making up excuses. If your friend is making up excuses, it means your friend is inventing, creating these excuses. They are not real. Third way to use it, it means to compensate. Say you work 8 hours every day, but you had a problem today and you had to leave work early and you work only 6 hours today. You can make up the time tomorrow. Instead of working 8 hours tomorrow, you can work 10 hours to compensate for leaving earlier today, which means you leave early today, but you make up the time tomorrow. You compensate for leaving earlier. And finally, the fourth way to use it, when you make up with someone, it means you end an argument, you stop fighting, and you become friends again. Say you had an argument with your friend, and after a while, you decide to make up with your friend, which means you stop fighting, stop arguing, and you become friends again. Now, what about you? When was the last time you made up with a friend or relative? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and follow for more. Your socks are dry and clean. Now you need to put them in the drawer. But you have white socks, black socks, colored socks. They're all mixed up. What do you need to do? You need to sort them out. That's today's phrasal verb, sort out. It means to separate things in groups. When you sort out your socks, you separate them in groups. Here you put the white socks, here you put the colored socks, here you put the black socks. You sort them out. Or say you have a lot of clothes and you want to give some of them to charity. What do? You sort them out. You sort out the clothes you want to give away. So again, you separate them in two groups. The clothes you want to keep and the ones you want to give away. You sort them out. Some people are very methodical, very organized, and they sort out their shirts according to color. So here are the red shirts, the blue shirts, the green shirts. The black ones, the white ones, they sort them out according to color. What about you? Do you sort out your clothes according to color? Are you very organized? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and follow for more. It's Monday morning, it's 7 a.m., and your alarm goes off. Go off, that's today's phrasal verb. When your alarm goes off, it means it starts to make that characteristic noise. It is going off. The alarm goes off. My alarm goes off at 7 a.m. every morning. That is one meaning of go off. Second, when a bomb goes off, it means it explodes, it bursts, it goes off. It also means to begin to decompose. If you leave milk out of the fridge, it goes off, which means it starts to go bad. It decomposes. You can't drink it anymore because it went off. It went bad. Now here is a question. What time does your alarm go off every morning? Leave it in the comments and don't forget to like and follow for more. Two different ways to use this phrasal verb, grow up. Here is number one. That's when you become an adult. You are a child and then you grow up, which means you gradually become an adult. My children are growing up. It means your children are becoming adults. They are growing up. It may be literal, but also a figure of speech. Say you have a friend, your friend is an adult, but he or she is behaving like a child. You look at your friend and you say, grow up. Please, grow up, which means you should start behaving like an adult because this is what you are. So again, it means to literally become an adult, but also figuratively, it means to start behaving like an adult. Grow up. Number two, when you talk about a city and you say that the city is growing up, it means that city is developing. It's becoming bigger. There are more buildings, there is more infrastructure, there are more roads or parks. The city is growing up. It is developing. What about you? Is your city growing up? Is your neighborhood growing up? How? Leave it in the comments and don't forget to like and follow for more. Number one, it means to become quiet, to become calm. Settle down. When your kids are jumping up and down, they're making a mess, you look at them and you say, settle down, kids. Settle down, which means calm down, be quiet, stop, settle down. Number 2, that's when you start living a quiet life, a steady life, which means you get a regular job, you get married, you have kids, you settle down. Your friend could say, well, I'm in my 30s, I think it's time to settle down, which means it's time to get a job, start a family. Settle down. Number 3, when you settle down to something, it means you become quiet and you start giving attention to something. When you say that you settle down to your work, it means you stopped, you became quiet, and you started focusing on your work. You started giving attention to your work. You settled down to your work. Now, what about you? When do you think is the right time for someone to settle down? How old do you think you should be to settle down? Is it when you're 20? Is it when you're 30? Leave it in the comments. And don't forget to like and follow for more.